Aquarius rising, Aquarius ascendant, this is your update. This is your energetic frequency grid that I'm going to talk about for this week. Right now, it is today's November 20th, 2019, and we are about to enter into a great opposition of Mars and Uranus. So you're going to want to know where this happens in your chart, what area of your life that means, right? There's going to be two areas of your life where we have Mars opposing Uranus. Now, let's not use astrological words. Mars, fight. I am the soldier. I will not give up. I am driven. These are my passions. If you fight me on this, I'm not backing down. I'm going to win. Aquarius, shocks and surprises, the awakener, the revolutionary, the I need my freedom. I'm going to break out, right? These two are really strong. And so there's this major tug of war going on. And it is from the 21st of November to the 28th. And you're going to want to know what this is going to look like so you can recognize it and you know how to move forward through it with success. I am G. This is All Astrology. We do free subscriber readings for every subscriber. If you have never been here before, comment your birth info below and we will give you one free high quality reading. Each subscriber gets one high quality reading. It is not a computer generated report. And all you got to do is comment the birth info below and I will hook you up. All right. Now let's move on and talk about your most prominent energy for this week. I have attached other videos for the month of November. Actually, there's quite a few videos for the month of November. If you are a Aquarius ascendant or Aquarius rising, I would recommend watching all the videos because what I'm doing is dividing the energies week by week and talking about them as we come along. However, at the beginning of the month, I did put out an entire video that gives you a nice general overview. Okay, so the rest of the videos for your ascendant sign give you basically the weekly outlook, basically, and sometimes it's me just simply talking about one prominent aspect, which right now, from the 21st to the 28th, is Mars opposing Uranus. So if you are an Aquarius rising, this is happening for you in your work and home. And when I say work, it is an area of your life where you consider your responsibility, your duty, your career, okay, how you appear on the world stage. For some of us, we may not be there yet, okay? We may be in an area in our life where we're doing like the 9-to-5 thing because it pays the bills. So what does that mean then? It means, how to understand this, is that it's an area where you feel very driven, okay? It is an area where it's the goat, man. The goat just keeps climbing no matter what. It's on this rocky ledge and it just keeps climbing. It looks over and it sees the big drop off and how it could die at any minute, but it just keeps going. It doesn't matter. That is your 10th house. The 10th house is where we will just keep climbing. We just keep elevating, okay? So in some way in your mind, you not just have a desire, but you're driven in this area of your life to go and succeed and to be known for this particular thing. Now, you have Scorpio there, okay? It's Mars and Scorpio in that area of your life. You have a lot of drive. Now, these things, because it's in Scorpio, okay, your drive is about things that are deep. It's not, on the surface, artificial kind of stuff, fluff. No, it's about deep stuff. Right? So maybe you do research because Scorpio, I always like to say, is the great investigator of the zodiac. They like to dig below the surface. They want to get to the root because Pluto is one of the rulers of Scorpio. And what does Pluto do? Pluto is the rotor-rooter of the zodiac. It gets to the source, okay? So you are like this awesome investigator. So there's a lot of different areas that somebody could do research in their life. Great researchers, whether it's in law. I mean, it could be in anything, right? Archaeologists dig. They're great researchers, right? They're physically researching. They're looking at the material evidence. Okay, there's a lot of different ways that this could look. I mean, below the surface, that could even be plumbing, right? Pipes are below the surface of a home, okay? So maybe you're a plumber. Like, This is your job. This is your career. And again, if you haven't established that yet, it's that area of your life where you are so driven. It's not like you don't even know why. You just are, because your energy is that way in that house. Some people would also describe that Scorpio energy as being very much, because you always want to know things and because you're actually connected to this other side of just knowing things, because that's Scorpio. They know shit behind the scenes. People say secrets. They call it secrets. And Scorpio wants to know all the secrets. They want to know all the information. And yeah, it's one way where they describe Scorpio, or some people say they're just so nosy. A polite way of saying, yes, the ultimate investigator of the zodiac. Okay? Mars being there makes you very driven at that. Mars is at home in your sign. Mars is at home in your 10th house. I'm like destroying everything right now. Mars is very driven there. And it says, I'm not going to stop. So you want to be cautious. If you're working, if you're at a job, you want to be careful about overstepping boundaries. And understand that energy just is. So it's not simply about what you're projecting out. It's also about what's coming to you. You might feel others are overstepping their boundaries. Now, let's discuss the other side of this energy. It's Uranus. It's Uranus in Taurus. And this is in your 4th house, which means your home life. It's at home, okay? Your home life, you want it to be peaceful. You want it to be beautiful. You don't want there to be arguments, right? You like nice things in your home. You like pretty things because it's ruled by Venus. Venus is attracted to the glamour side of life, right? The nice shoes, the nice things, okay? Food too. Food's a big deal, right? Food is going to be a big deal. Uranus is here. It's in the 4th house, okay? And Uranus, I said, is about surprises. Is about shocks. It's about surprise, something you didn't know and now you know, right? So when these two are riding the same line of energy, Mars sends a shot down to Uranus and Uranus sends a shot down to Mars. Okay, so they start to express a little bit of that other energy equally, and they literally light each other up. So what this means is we typically have this tug of war going on. There emerges some sort of a weird little battle that we weren't aware of. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. If you have no planets natally in these locations, in your houses, this may go by for you and you might not be affected at all. But you don't even have to know astrology to know that between the 21st and the 28th, if you pay attention in your life and shit is like, oh, damn, someone snaps on you because there's something that you did or said that irritated the shit out of them, or vice versa, a close person in your home and in your work did or said something that irritated the piss out of you and you snapped at them, you got a planet there likely. You likely have a planet of some sort located there, okay? Because every time we have a planet, it adds to the amount of energy that exists in that house. And it gives a different taste to it. It's like another ingredient added to your stew, to your big pot there. I'm a big food person, so each house I kind of look at as my pot on the stove and what's in each pot, right? I've got a broth, nice bone broth brewing back there. I've got a nice fish stock going over here. I've got a turkey broth over here, right? Or I've got this beef stew on this other one. You know what I mean? So I've got all these different pots going. I didn't even get into the chocolate ones, but so I see them as how many ingredients I am working with in this pot, right? And so the more ingredients you have in a recipe, it becomes more complex. Think about it. If you're cooking, it just becomes like, oh my God, I got to go and get this. And this becomes more complex, right? It's a little bit more complicated. It's not as simple as just some salt, a dash of pepper, and, put a sprinkle of hot sauce and it's a done deal. No, it's a little bit more complex than that. So if there's more ingredients, if there's more players at the party, if there are more individuals sitting at the table, you have to learn, right? You end up realizing what you're learning to do is you're learning how to interact with these different energies. You're learning how to interact with these different ingredients, with these different people. You get it? So it makes it more complicated, okay? Now, the fight thing. This is at home and this is at work. All you got to do is be aware that for the next 7 days, this is what we're facing, from the 21st to the 28th. And I just need to acknowledge and recognize in my life what things about somebody else have been driving me crazy. And if they say it one more time, I'm going to snap. And understand you don't want to hurt people that are important to you. It's really difficult to have to be at a job if you've said some really bad things to somebody. It makes work pretty miserable, and it makes home pretty miserable too, right? You don't want that. But realize if you have Scorpio in your 10th house, it could very easily be coming out of your mouth, okay? It could be, but you could at the same time attract that kind of energy to you because what you put out comes back, all right? Now, what do you do with this, right? How do you move forward knowing this? First of all, the idea of knowing this is coming and the potential that it could escalate helps you to realize and to plan how you should respond. Recognize I said respond, not react. Respond. Respond is what we do when we first think before we speak. React is when we don't even think, we just let it out, okay? So you don't want to do that. At least I don't think you do, right? You know, if it's at the job, you want to keep your job, right? Like we need our jobs. But sometimes if people overstep boundaries, they do need to be told about it, right? I'm not saying stay quiet. All I'm saying is to figure out a way ahead of time in which you can clearly communicate, calmly, clearly, concisely. Like get to the point, just be clear and objective about it and rational. Okay, don't be fuming at the mouth. Don't be plotting a way to get back at them, right? Just be smart, okay? And if you're still angry, or if you're so angry you can't even talk or respond rationally, verbally, then you may need to go and do something about it physically. Doesn't mean go slash tires. That's not what I mean. That means, it means go to the gym and work out. It means go outside and go for a run or go for a walk. Okay? It means go do an activity that will help you blow off the steam. Okay? So this is in work. And then the Uranus thing in the home, there might be shocks and surprises by ways in which people are communicating or acting. People might be loud, right? Because it's receiving energy from Mars where someone is doing something. Okay? Okay, so Aquarius Ascendant, Aquarius Rising. The new moon is happening on the 26th of November. Now, with the 26th of November, that is also when Venus goes into Capricorn, okay? Typically, we use our new moon intentions to get what we want, right? But we want to be strategic about it. So what I'm going to do is publish another video for Aquarius Ascendants talking about where in your chart, where in your life the new moon is occurring. This way you can pinpoint what energies to work with when using your new moon wishes, your new moon commands, as I will call them. Understand that because of the energy that we are experiencing this coming up weekend, the 23rd and the 24th, it is Jupiter, it is the galactic center, it is Venus coming through for us, coming through in some divine way with information, coming through with downloads, with brand new updates, and we are going to have a benefit in some way. Some of us will receive material, tangible benefits. Some people could be in the money, right? Some people could be getting tangible physical gifts. Others, it's, like I said, downloads of information. But the information that's coming, it creates this opening, okay? So if you're typically in a receiving place for information and knowledge and guidance and wisdom, it is for you to use to your benefit in a way where you grow and where you then learn to share these gifts, all right? So keep this in mind, okay? So this video, you know, the whole Mars and the whole Uranus thing, what's going to happen at work and what's going to happen at home, this is temporary. This is temporary. And we do have other energies surrounding us that are helping to temper it a little bit. But I feel like you need to be aware of it, because if it's in the workplace, there could be people doing a lot of behind-the-scenes talking, people talking behind people's backs, people talking about one another, rumors. This would be, this would heighten that. So understand, let the energy pass. State your ground, state your boundaries and your borders, okay? State those firmly and kindly and clearly. And if you have more steam, get the steam out and just realize it's going to pass over, okay? And take advantage then of the new moon coming up. And that is next week on the 26th. But that's not the day you set your intention. I'm going to do a separate video on that to give you more guidance as to what to do in a way where it works with the energy specific to Aquarius risings, which means greater manifesting power for your wishes. All right, so until then, see you, Aquarius.